Israel, a country with a big history, has just pulled a surprise on its religious folks. Something big happened, and it's sending shockwaves through the faith community. The Jews just reclaimed the Temple Mount. This means they're ready to build the third Jewish temple. Now, for many believers, this is like the birth pains that Jesus talked about. But that's not all. There's a new game forming against Israel, and they've got Russia, Iran, Turkey, and some other countries in on it. It's like a real-life alliance showdown. Now Israel is a diverse place with a mix of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. You can imagine. That creates a bit of tension. Birthright aims to reclaim land for a Jewish worship place, symbolizing commitment. Despite conflicts, the iconic Western Wall endures as a remnant of the Second Temple. The Temple Institute is actively constructing the Third Temple, sparking global joy among believers who view it as a fulfillment of prophecy. In a surprising turn of events in Israel, religious communities are taken aback to grasp the significance. A journey into Israel's history is necessary. This small Middle Eastern country rests between Egypt, Jordan, Lebanon, and Syria along the Mediterranean coast, and is predominantly inhabited by Jews. It has sites that are sacred to Jews, Christians, and Muslims. Its history unfolds from the Hebrew Bible, starting with Abraham and the journey to Canaan, modern-day Israel. From Moses' showdown and Joshua's conquest to King David and Solomon's first holy temple in Jerusalem, the story unfolds, ultimately leading to the division into Israel and Judah after Solomon's era. Jump ahead to the 19th and 20th centuries and boom, Zionism enters the scene. It's all about Jews wanting their own homeland in Palestine. And in 1948, Israel declares independence. A big win, but also a spark for ongoing tensions. Jerusalem, rich in religious significance for Jews, Christians, and Muslims, is a political hotspot with a 4,000-year history. Present-day tensions, particularly in East Jerusalem, mix with ancient tales. Vital sites like the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, Western Wall, and Al-Aqsa Mosque are on the revered Temple Mount. Join us in untangling the historical and faith-filled complexities. A captivating journey awaits. After the grand First Holy Temple stood tall in Jerusalem, things took a dramatic turn with the passing of King Solomon in 931 BC. The monarchy hit a fork in the road, creating two separate kingdoms, Israel and Judah. This split was like hitting pause on a movie, setting the stage for some major plot twists in the Israelite saga. Fast forward to the 19th and 20th centuries, and enter stage left, Zionism. It's like a blockbuster political and religious movement, with Jews in Israel gearing up to establish a homeland in Palestine. And oh boy, did they. After the horrors of World War II, the focus shifted, and in 1948, Israel declared independence, but not without stirring up some serious tensions with the Arab crowd in Palestine. Now let's turn the spotlight on Jerusalem. This city is like a rock star in the religious world, grabbing attention from Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike. It's packed with holy sites and relics that make it a spiritual jackpot. But here's the catch. Jerusalem's history is like a roller coaster, going back at least 4,400 years and changing hands more times than a hot potato. Modern-day Jerusalem is a different beast, especially in occupied East Jerusalem. This area is a melting pot of sacred sites like the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the Western Wall, and the Al-Aqsa Mosque, all standing shoulder to shoulder on the revered Temple Mount. This mix is what makes Jerusalem so uniquely complex, with its contested legal status and a history that's more tangled than a plate of spaghetti. Jerusalem isn't just an ancient tale. It's part of a real-life tug-of-war between Israel and Palestine. The 1967 Six-Day War threw Jerusalem into the mix, with Israel gaining control over a big chunk, including East Jerusalem. That move sparked even more heated debates and raised the stakes in this ongoing geopolitical chess game. For religious communities, Jerusalem is both a treasure trove and a minefield. Christians see it as the hometown of Jesus. Jews cherish it for the Temple Mount and the Western Wall, and Muslims hold it dear for the Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque. But alongside its religious significance, Jerusalem is ground zero for political and religious tensions, locked in a fierce battle between Israel and Palestine. As we navigate through these complexities, it's clear that achieving lasting peace in this region is like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. Jerusalem, with its profound importance across various religions, remains a tough nut to crack. It's a puzzle with pieces of history, faith, and politics that just don't seem to fit together smoothly. Let us dive deeper into the discussion by surrounding the Temple Mount. This area is like a tinderbox at the heart of Jerusalem, with control fiercely disputed between Israel and Palestine for decades. Talking about building a new temple raises more than a few eyebrows, especially when it comes to the practical stuff. Constructing a new temple poses challenges, impacting schools, hospitals, and historical sites. Environmentalists raise concerns about biodiversity around the Temple Mount, but the religious diversity is something that has intensified the drama. The Jews and Muslims' clash is fueled further by the Dome of the Rock's presence on the Temple Mount. This is a challenging scenario all involved. Historically barred, Jews face tensions entering the complex, but archaeological findings, such as a mikveh under the Al-Aqsa Mosque, support Jewish claims. The Temple Institute and the Sanhedrin aspire to revive Jewish law and temple services, inching closer to the dream of reconstructing the Third Temple. So the Sanhedrin is trying something important. They're finding ways to create new red heres called Red Angus. 5 little red heres are in Israel, waiting until they're 3 for a big cleaning ceremony. Making red heres is a big task, and there's even a party at Ben Gurion Airport to welcome them. The Bon Israel Group, with Byron Stinson from Texas. The temple is crucial, and any problem is a big deal. Now, why all this talk about a red here? It's not just a cute animal. It means a lot in old traditions. In Christian stories, some see connections between red here ceremonies and when Jesus did something important to forgive mistakes. As we go through politics, religion, and special red heres, one thing is clear: fixing the Third Temple won't be easy. It's like a big adventure with challenges, talks, and a bit of surprise. Let's talk about biblical prophecies and rebuilding the temple on the Temple Mount. This topic is making a buzz in religious circles. Might make Israel seek help, causing more tension. Prophecies from Ezekiel, Daniel, and Zechariah, along with the New Testament, inspire hope for believers. They say the temple's rebuilding is a part of God's promises and special events. But there are challenges on the way, and maybe some helpers are needed to handle disagreements. Daniel's prophecy, a piece of the Bible, noteworthy at this point. Daniel says a special person, a Messiah, will come, and a city with its temple will be destroyed. Later on, the temple will be built again. The prophecy gives a timeline, starting with a command to fix Jerusalem. After that, a chosen person will appear, but sadly, they will be killed, leading to the temple being destroyed again. For believers, building the temple is not just about construction. It's a big step for the Bible's promises to come true. It's like getting ready for the final days, where faith wins. Guess what? There's a twist. The Antichrist appears, thanks to the Antichrist helping leaders with the Third Temple. But watch out, this scary figure triggers the end. It's like a big showdown between good and bad, marking the final clash between the Antichrist and Jesus Christ. Though people may debate the details, everyone agrees these events fulfill what the Bible predicted, closing the chapter on human history. So, there you have it. A whirlwind of biblical prophecies and the looming presence of the Antichrist, all adding layers of intrigue and anticipation to the unfolding narrative in Israel. What are your thoughts on these mysterious happenings? Feel free to comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this captivating story.